Hey there, welcome back to Sydney Brown, the Memoir Mastermind, Writing and Publishing for Beginners. So newsletters can be an effective way to communicate with your readers, but are they necessary for every writer? Maybe not, right? So in this video, we're going to talk about the pros and the cons of having a newsletter. And you could also, in a more modern term, call this an email list. But with your email list, you would send out your newsletters. But a lot of people just call it an email list. But we're going to talk about the pros and cons of having a newsletter and examine how this might help you engage with your audience, promote your work, and enhance your writing career. So let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out if a newsletter is a great choice for you. So we're going to start with, the top 10 benefits of a newsletter for writers. Number 1, direct communication with your readers. Now, a newsletter is one of those things that definitely allows you to communicate directly with your readers without relying on social media algorithms or other third-party platforms. This is your direct line to your readers, and you will benefit from that if done properly. Your readers also will benefit from it because if they're following you, they want to know you better. So direct communication is a really big thing. Number 2, build an engaged audience. When you have a newsletter, it can help you cultivate this loyal following of engaged readers by providing valuable content and fostering a sense of community. You could have a group or a page as well, but having that email, that captures additional loyalty, because if they're opening it, they care. Number 3, promote your work. Use that newsletter to announce, new releases, upcoming events, special promotions, driving sales to whatever platforms you want them to go to, and increasing your visibility. Number 4, share exclusive content. Now, if you offer only to your subscribers exclusive content, such as, behind the scenes insights, bonus material, or early access to your work as a reward for their loyalty, you will get their loyalty. Now, understand, if you say it's for subscribers only, make it only for subscribers. Don't do a bait and switch. Don't be deceptive when you say things like that. They're your subscribers, they're your followers, and they deserve that extra love and attention from you. Number 5, increase website traffic. Now, when you have your email sent out via newsletter, or your newsletter sent out via email, you want to make sure that you include links to your latest blog post, to your articles, to where your books are for sale, different things like that. You want to make sure you make it easy for the people that you've sent this email newsletter to, for them to take an action. Now, the action doesn't always have to be to, make a sale. It should sometimes be, a free bonus book, or some sort of other exclusive content. Sometimes that action is going to be, you leave a review, because that helps you. And sometimes that action is going to be to buy your next book. If all you ever do is ask for something, though, you are going to get less receptive audience. So make sure that when you do this, you're giving as much as you're asking. Number 6, monitor reader engagement. So when you have a newsletter, you track the newsletter open rates through your analytics of your email provider. You want to check your click-through rates and other metrics to gauge, what's the reader engagement, how many emails are being deleted before they're ever opened. Try to find out, do they engage? Now, sometimes if you're paying for your email provider, it may make more sense to just unsubscribe some people if they never, ever, ever open your emails. If they just always delete them, you may unsubscribe for them. But most of the time, you want to just find ways to, give them a little extra time and let them get to know you. Number 7, establish authority. Now, when we do this, by sharing valuable information or insights on a specific topic, especially if you do nonfiction, you can position yourself as the expert in that niche or genre. And if it's fiction, you're still, specializing and giving your I am the werewolf author, whatever it is for you. You establish yourself as that genre. Number 8, networking opportunities. Now, almost always, if you're on social media or in email, there is a network opportunity that you should not be passing up. Collaborate with other people, other writers, or industry professionals, or even other industries that might somehow benefit each other. It doesn't have to be just bookstores or just whatever your special niche is. Find the people who you and they can benefit together. Joint promotions, joint ventures, things like that are a very big deal. And you can actually either swap talking about each other in your newsletter to expand each other's reach, or you can even charge other people especially as your list grows, your email list, then you can actually charge people to advertise in your email, because especially if you have a high open rate, that's something that people may actually pay you for. And then I think I just jumped into that. Number 9, generate income. Monetize your newsletter through sponsored content, affiliate marketing, or promoting your own business products and services. Now, affiliate marketing, you want that anything that you would put in there to be something that your person, your subscriber will benefit from. So if you're a writer and you want to have an affiliate marketing, just a blurb or a URL there, don't put a lawnmower link to Amazon in that newsletter if you're a fiction author. It doesn't make sense. It's not a good fit. Now, if you're a person who writes nonfiction on how to save money, how to get your budget under control, then that lawnmower may make sense if it's like just an incredible deal that your reader would benefit from. So be careful about what you put in there to generate your income, but absolutely find a way to benefit your readership, but also generate income. Now, number 10, build a mailing list. Now, I started with the assumption that you have a mailing list and that's how you're sending out your newsletters. But if for some reason you are still doing snail mail, you need to get a mailing list. Your email list is your future. It really is. It's just a valuable asset, literally an asset for marketing your work and connecting with your audience. All right, guys. Now, I hope that you found some value there. Make sure that you like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. All right, Sydney Brown back again. So now we're going to talk about the top 10 tips for creating a successful newsletter. Now, not everyone needs a newsletter, but if you're going to start it, make sure you go all in, okay? So number one, define your newsletter goals. Now, what you do with that is you want to define the purpose of your newsletter. Establish clear goals and let those goals guide your content and your strategy. Number two, choose a target audience. Now, you're a writer, so your target audience should be people who enjoy reading what your preferred genre or category of writing is. If you are a nonfiction writer and you have that specific, maybe a business direction, whatever that is, that is your target audience. You want to identify those people. You want to create content tailored to their interests, needs, preferences, so forth. Number three, offer valuable content. Now, what you'll see a lot of the time in newsletters or social media or anything for that matter is people will just give out the information that they're willing to give out because they don't think that it's valuable enough to charge money for, so they give it out for free. That's where you're messing up if you're doing that. You need to give out valuable content, because if your followers don't recognize that you know the good stuff and they don't get a taste of that, they're not going to follow you for the good stuff. So you have to give out the valuable content. Make sure that they understand that it's relevant and it's valuable, that it's engaging, and it keeps them interested and encourages them to share your newsletters with others who don't even know you exist yet. If you do that, giving out that value is absolutely in your best interest and in your subscribers' best interest. Number four, maintain a consistent schedule. Now, you decide what the schedule is. Some people will do monthly, weekly, some people do daily, and it just depends how much do you have that's valuable that will keep the subscriber opening the emails and of your newsletter. If you have enough content that you can do it daily, more power to you. Now, I would recommend start monthly because you don't necessarily want to move backwards in your frequency, but if you realize you have a lot of content, then you can always do extras. But you want them to be able to rely on you and to count on, okay, it's the first of the month and it's about time to get my newsletter from you, and if you don't send that, they'll miss you. You want them to know and trust that you're going to be there for them. Number five, use an email service provider. Now, this is something that if you're just using I'm going to say Gmail, but whatever your email provider is for your personal emails, doing something like that works for, maybe you have up to, 50 or 100 people that you might send an email out, once a week or once a month. If that's the volume that you're at, then that's okay. But that said, assume you're going to build your list. Assume you want to convey yourself professionally, and go ahead and look at, MailChimp or ConvertKit, Active Campaign. There's so many email providers out there. MailerLite. They're all just coming into my head. Usually they have a beginner level that's either free or near free. So why not start on the right foot from the beginning by using an actual legitimate email provider? You use an email address that you can put to your email, assuming you bought an email or a web domain, and you make, like mine would be info at just Sydney Brown or info at I'm the writer. When you have that, it gives you extra credibility, and it does keep you off of a spam list. So make sure that when you do that, and then also, you can track your analytics through the ESP, the email service provider, where you couldn't necessarily do that from just your regular email. Number 6, personalize your emails. So address your subscribers by their name. Write in a conversational tone. Don't be, overly formal and, blah, blah, blah. No one wants that. They want to get to know you. So talk to them. Just have a conversation with them. In most ESPs or email service providers, you can put these little bars around someone's first name, and depending on which provider you're using, you can put like first or first name, and it will actually take, because they've subscribed to your list, it will take their name for each individual person that follows you, and it will put their name there instead of just first name. So you don't have to do, copy paste each person's name. It's completely automated, and it is so worth the effort. And if there is a small investment, it's worth that investment, because it shows your readers that you care and that you're professional and you're legitimate. Number 7, encourage reader interaction. Now, this is really important because sometimes, in fact, a lot of the time, people will read your emails and they're following you, but they may never interact with you because they may feel awkward. They may think that they're being kind of creepy if they actually reply to your emails, because a lot of times people just don't do that. So encourage the readers to interact with you. Include a call to action, such like asking them, hey, reply with your thoughts, tell me what you think of, what should I write next. Do that. Ask them to reply to this email, and that creates this relationship. It lets them know that you do want to hear from them, and a lot of the times it's all they need to know, that you care, because they probably care, but they're afraid to bother you, because they probably think you're too busy, you're not going to reply, all sorts of things that people assume about authors and public figures. So let them know, you're a human being, and you do care, and you'd love to hear from them. Number 8, and this is one of those things that can sometimes be a little bit intimidating technically. Optimize your emails and your newsletter for mobile devices. Now, not everybody has a desktop. Not everybody has an iPad. A lot of people live on their phones. And usually, if you're using a good ESP, it may automatically optimize by shrinking to whatever device your reader is using, but sometimes it doesn't. So if you're writing a newsletter that's this big, and then when they look at it on a phone, it may just like totally get distorted. Make sure you test and preview what it's going to look like, and that way your reader can see something that is just a smaller version of what you mean for them to see, rather than getting all discombobulated. It's very important. Make sure that you preview. Number 9, monitor your analytics. Analytics is something that if you're not really into that or aware of, you need to learn and develop your skills with that, because everything out there has analytics. Most of the time, it's something free that it provides you as the business. Now, if you're a writer, you are a business, right? So you need to start treating your books and the things that you write as a business. And anything that is business, you should be analyzing your progress, tracking, all of that thing, all those things. But you want to look at, your newsletter open rate, click-through rates, other metrics like that. What triggered responses, different things. Just get to know what worked and what didn't. If it doesn't work, stop it. If it did work, do it more. Now, and then of course, number 10, stay persistent. That's my go-to answer for number 10, because I promise you, there will be times, whether it's days, weeks, or months, that you feel like you're wasting your time. You may be spinning your wheels and think, no one's responding, no one's reading, no one cares. But I promise you, a lot of people probably are watching quietly. They are probably rooting you on or waiting for you to quit. Now, you decide, do you prove them right, or do you prove them wrong? That's one of those things. You have to stay persistent. You have to decide you're not giving up. Because it's the people that give up that the people on the other side of that email are going to be like, oh yeah, I remember they had that one book. Don't be that person. Be the person that has the 10 books that the person on the other side fell in love with, and that you're responsive. Be the person that they want you to be, and stay persistent until they get brave enough to actually reply to your emails and to cheer you on in social media. It's a great feeling, and I know you're going to have moments where you want to give up, but don't give up. Your stories matter, you matter, and if you give up, who's missing out on your story? It just don't give up. So there you have it. An overview of the benefits of having newsletter for writers, tips for creating successful newsletters. It's up to you, to decide whether you want to create a newsletter or not. A lot of the people, writers, will have a monthly for their email list. You can also post that same newsletter on your social media pages or even your personal profile. So you can, even if your email list is very small, it doesn't hurt to have that newsletter on a monthly basis and just post it on your social media, because it does have a crossover effect. I think that a newsletter is a very good idea. I do caution you for doing it too often, but if you do it just enough that your emails get opened, then I think that it's worth it. I think it's worth your effort. While a newsletter can offer numerous advantages, it does require some time and effort. You don't want to do just a half job. If you're going to do your newsletter, do it right and let it be, visually pleasing. And obviously you're a writer, so make sure that the formatting, the, your grammar and punctuation, try to make it as professional as you can, but maintain your authentic voice. Now, if you believe that a newsletter aligns with your goals, and you're willing to, invest the necessary resources, I really think that it could be a vital starting spot with your writing career. I think that it's a good idea. What do you think? Do me a favor, put in the comments below if you're going to do a newsletter. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask, and I look forward to hearing from you.